Hi, welcome to Go Be Fearless. It's that time of year again. I'm off escaping winter, off to Europe for 7 weeks, and I want to show you what I'm packing this year to take for the 7 weeks. Last year I got it pretty right. There's a couple of things I won't do again this year, but we'll get to those as we're going through them. So for 7 weeks I like to take a couple of pairs of light pants to wear, just elastic top, nice loose legs on them. I've been to the op shop and I've bought myself some really light clothes, light tops. I've got 7 tops all together. Got a couple from previous years, and I have my top liners. Got all sorts of rolls that I don't particularly like, and some of the shirts are that thin that I can wear an underlayer so that you can't see straight through them. I roll my clothes, so make a tight roll, and I like to tie it up with a belt, which I did last year, which worked really well. Especially if you've got to pull your clothes out at the airport. You know, the people that go through your bag sometimes want you to pull stuff out. That happened to me last year because I cleverly took a butter knife with me. Not allowed to take butter knives on the plane with you, so that was removed from my bag. So I shan't be taking a butter knife this year. This is Trippi. Trippi's my backpack. She's been on my other 5 adventures with me, so this is our 6th adventure together. She's got a few old marks on her. She's scuffed, worn out, a bit broken, and attracts no attention from anybody because she's so grotty looking. She's exactly the right measurements for getting on board with your bag, even though I do check in when I'm flying out of Australia and I check in when I'm flying home. And for that reason I take an on-board bag. But usually for my internal flights around Europe, I will take her on board with me. So I'm in underweight for each of those flights, which is 9 kilos and under. And here I go loading it. So she does have a 2-inch drop in it, which I don't need. So I'll keep her short because she will keep into the measurements that way. Here's my roll of clothes, nicely tied up and practically pressing itself as we fly, which is good fun. Here I like, and this worked well last year, I take a big tin mug. It works out as a bowl, a cup. It's really handy in rooms that don't have crockery and cutlery. I will be taking a spoon and a fork, not a knife. So I take this with me, which has been really handy. I take a fibro towel with me that's a quick dryer. I dye my hair, it bleeds red pretty much non-stop, and I don't like to damage the towels where I'm staying. So I take my own little towel with me, and I've also got hair dye because I'll need to dye my hair in 4 weeks while I'm on the road. So my towel will absorb my hair dye, which is great. I've taken 45 days worth of fish oil, calcium, and fish oil, zinc, vitamin C, iron, and I'll put those in here. They're very hard to obtain overseas, especially in different languages, so now I just pack my own and take my own with me, and that all fits together and goes in the bottom corner. Then I fluff it up with the underwear to fill in those spaces. I take 3 sets of socks. I'll get thinner ones again while I'm over there. I did that last year and I actually wore them out. Wear a bra, change a bra, so a spare bra. And I take 7 pairs of underpants, thin ones that wash well, thicker ones to be more comfortable in while I'm walking. And that's that loaded. I'll also pop in, there's my blood pressure tablets and magnesium. I've got, you know, the whole 7 weeks there. I did forget them last year, my blood pressure tablets. Luckily I took a photo of the script. When I got to Vienna, I can't go without my blood pressure tablets. I got to Vienna, I had a photo of the script on my phone, and they kindly filled it at the chemist, and I actually got 7 weeks supply while I was there. That saw me through the whole trip last year. But this year I've packed them, so all good. Next I'm going to put in the shoes. I've got a spare pair of walking shoes. These literally got a hole in one toe. They're so super comfortable. and when they wear out, I will dispose of them on the road. I'm wearing a pair of new shoes that I'll be taking with me, Skechers that are really comfortable, got lots of toe space. I've got my orthotic inserts to make my shoes more comfortable. And I've got a pair of sandals, which are not great for walking in, but really nice just to have my feet out of shoes for a little while, maybe for lunch, that sort of thing. If I meet up with anybody from host assist or anything like that, I can wear my sandals and just have a bit of a break from the shoes. So that goes in there. Then I've got my leggings and just a long sleeve skivvy. I'm going to Scotland and Ireland. It might be handy just to be able to pop something on so that I've got another layer on. My leggings are great if I want to go walking through water or it gets really hot and I just want to have something cooler on. I also take my jammies pants, jammy t-shirt. I've got lots of share bathrooms. I'll be needing nightwear to get in and out of the toilets overnight, because I always go during the night. Next, I'm going to put in my hairdryer, which I take around the world because in between staying at hotels and Airbnbs and the rest of it, you can't always be guaranteed that there's going to be a hairdryer, and I cannot survive without a hair straightener because I have frizzy hair, so that keeps me looking like a human being and not a nut job. Next, I've got a bag with makeup. This has got just a little bit of makeup, my shaver, not an awful lot in there, but just in case I need it. I'm not big on makeup, it's usually too hot, but now and then, just for a dinner or something special, it's nice to be able to do myself up to go out. I'll just put that in. I'm practically protecting the hairdryer and the straightener now because your bag will get thrown away around on the tarmac and while we're loading it. In here I've got my hair dye, so that's all sealed off. I also take my own conditioners. I've got moisturiser with a 50 plus in it so that I can moisturise and sunscreen at the same time. Then in my final pack here, it's filled with band-aids. He's going to need them. Going to end up with lots of blisters. I have my spoon and my fork in here. I have some tissues. I have my washing soap, so I just take a little quarter bar of velvet washing soap. I have a spare set of glasses. I can't see without my glasses. I am incredibly, I fall over and I walk into things and I drop things on myself, so I'm incredibly clumsy. I don't know how these glasses have survived. A couple of times I haven't, so I know to have my backup glasses just in case, because if I can't see overseas, I'm buggered. Also got a little sewing kit in here. I have a door wedge to put in under the door if I'm staying at places I'm not sure about. And I've also bought a lock this time that you can put on the inside of the door, and it literally stops people being able to open your door. I've tried it on all the doors in my house, and a couple of holidays that I've been on in Australia, I've taken it and tested it, and it works pretty good, but it doesn't work on all doors. So I'm going to take it with me around the world this time, or around the countries I'm going to, which is Romania, Scotland, Ireland, Spain and France. And I'll test it on the doors as I go, and I'll give you a feedback on it because they're about $8, and what a good little investment, just to give you peace of mind that you can lock your door on the inside and stop anybody else coming through your door. And that's my last bag to go in. My bag is now full, so I can close Trippi off. I can shut her down, and what I do from here is I put all my electrical cords in the top pocket, because when I get somewhere, I'm going to want to charge everything. I tend to charge everything overnight, of course, so that you can use it during the day. I have a replacement battery that I cart around with me because phones, notoriously, batteries are just getting shorter and shorter. I've got my universal plug to take around that will fit every country. I've got my own chargers for all the different appliances that I'm taking with me. And I have a windbreaker. So that's all folded up, weighs bugger all, and that all goes in the top. There's one other thing that I put into my bag that's really important in case you lose your phone, have your phone stolen, you drop your phone, it breaks, all the things that could happen to your phone. My phone is my memory, it's my mind. So in here, on here, I've printed out a copy of my passport. I've got all the relevant phone numbers of family and friends back home. I also have my insurance, my bank, and my passport number in case I need them in a hurry and I don't have a phone. I also printed out the itinerary of everywhere I'm going, everywhere I'm staying, the addresses, contact phone numbers, and the rest of it. So I had my itinerary with me. I did have my bag stolen in Barcelona. I had 2 bags. They ended up stealing my bathroom bag that had my makeup and my hair straightener and hairdryer and so forth. So I was really lucky they didn't get Trippi, and everything of importance was in Trippi. But what happened was they did take my phone cords. So by the time I was on the subway, so when you're tired on the subway and traveling, get off the subway, stay above ground, get on a bus. Subways is really, they're very experienced in what they're doing. They're very organised. But so are most of the thieves overseas. This is their business. This is how they survive. So you've got to be a step ahead. You've got to risk assess it and be aware of things. So I learned a valuable lesson. So that's my bag packed. And it should come in at 8 kilos because I have pre-weighed. Now in my on-board bag, I've got toothpaste, Savlon deodorant, earplugs, all the things I'm going to need on board. I've got my tablets to take in the 24 hours because I'll be in the air. I've got a brush, I've got a book, and I've got my money that I've cashed in. I'm taking €1,000 with me this time. I've budgeted around €30 a day for food and travel expenses. So it's going to be a tight budget to stick to. And I'll use my card to balance that off. I have my passport, and I have hearing phones, nail file, and some Panadol just in case. So that's my onboard stuff, and I will wear my heavier stuff tomorrow on the plane. I'm indecisive between 2 pairs of jeans because I've got a larger pair and a smaller pair. I've grown in size since last year, and I'm right in between the jeans. I think I have to take the bigger jeans, so not to kid myself, the trouble is they weigh twice as much, so it's a heavy denim. But anyway, I'll work that out by tomorrow. So that's my bag, and I have pre-weighed it, so I don't need to go get the scales because I know that it comes in at 8 kilos and 1 kilo for my carry-on bag. So that's it. That's what I'm taking for 7 weeks throughout Europe. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful. If so, check me out on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, or you can go to gobefearless.com. There is a free resource that I've put together for a safety travel mindset to help you make the decision to get on the road and start solo traveling. Thanks. Bye. See you on the road.